Hey everybody, welcome back to Watch Your Lips, always with Jeffrey Cox.
Jake Saldati, and we have Kevin Burns. I'm not going to have you introduce yourself today. This
Why is that,
episode
Jeff?
30.
I can't even get your name right. Why not? You don't like it? Okay.
No, I do. I like that shirt too.
Thank you.
It's Dolphins. They won, by the way.
Follow. You want
At Watcher_Lips at Twitter and Instagram, and we are also on
the TikTok
the TikToks.
at Watch Your Lips.
At Watch Your Lips.
And if you're watching here, or if you're listening and want to watch, go to YouTube. If you're watching, hit the subscribe button, please. Appreciate it. Thank you. Please. It really helps. Like people, it does. It helps.
There's
Subscribe,
a few more of you.
Like,
we appreciate that.
share it.
Love it.
You know, one of these times we need to start shouting out. We almost have the entire United States covered, by the way.
Do we?
Yeah, we do.
Wow.
We're missing about 7 or 8 states, but we've got a lot of followers in Texas, South Dakota, Colorado, Florida.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, that's the best. That's always the fun part
And we
about
love that.
looking
So
at the map. Is
share us. We appreciate it.
You don't know where everybody's from. That's fun to see. Last week, we celebrated Jeffrey's birthday, but not here. Happy birthday.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday.
Thank you.
40.
I made it, barely.
big
You guys
4-0.
were there.
You made it through the
I
evening.
made it to 40 in a day, thank God. I didn't know for sure.
And what is your 40-year resolution? What are you doing now?
To not get inebriated on my 41st birthday.
But you're working out.
No,
You're
I did.
hitting the
I
gym.
turned over a new leaf today, guys. I'm working out at noon every day.
Hey,
That's good.
it's
Yeah,
better than...
That's my 40-year.
That's it.
I'm going
There
to
you
go till I'm
We'll-
80.
We'll,
Yeah.
we'll
I'm going to
with
work
that.
out till I'm 80.
That's good. Good for you.
All right. Maybe not every day.
Every
We'll
other.
see how this goes.
So before we get too deep into it, we always do our MLB picks.
And
in doing so, I called a stroke on myself, watched my lips responsibly, and I alerted Jeff first before even you.
Mm-hmm.
I picked
so you knew about this. Vern.
I did. I talked to him
You
later.
talked to me.
Wow.
After you, it was
Oh,
like an hour before I got here. It's like
scheming.
3.
All right.
No,
Did
there's
not
no
scheme.
scheming. There's no scheming.
I picked Mike Trout for a second time last week,
Which is an automatic disqualification.
which is not an automatic disqualification. Now to
We
this
went
point,
over that on 29,
we
didn't we
never
not?
went over it.
We discussed
we
it.
will bring
We
in
did
Burns in a
discuss it.
second. Let me plead my case real quick.
Unbelievable.
Having said, there's 3 weeks left of the season, by the way.
What's the record?
If today were to stand, it'd be 7-4
Okay.
with 3 to play.
So it's 7-5.
A list of picks. Now, this is his game. You will agree to that, correct? You'll agree this was your game. I'm looking for a yes
I
or
will
no.
preface this with this is called Survivor. Okay, not on the island. This is an actual game here. And in Survivor, you cannot pick the same guy,
Well,
nor the same
I will
team.
also say this. In golf, a penalty stroke does not equate to you're done. You cannot win the tournament.
Well, let me ask you this. We have a kicking competition that we'll get into later. If somebody was to pick the same kicker, how would we handle that?
They would lose that week, but that's a totally different game.
Very,
And we
very
also
similar
set the
in
ground rules for that game prior to starting the game.
No, we also said it in
No.
the very first episode.
No, we did not.
That you cannot pick the same guy twice.
You
We-
did.
but
I think you did.
I know I did.
But we
But
never
there was
set
no-
a plan of action if it did
Yeah,
happen.
no
Okay,
repercussions.
but Jake, usually we're rule followers here,
Which
and you're not.
I owned up.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. But the ramification is I win. You lose by
No.
default. Yeah, you do.
No, that's not.
It's a
There's no definitive rule. You never kept a list of players. It is your rule.
No,
it is your
go
game.
back through the episodes.
And you're picking a sport or a game that helps your situation.
Jake,
Now
I'm picking guys like Tyrone.
And
and you're picking
why?
Mike Trout
Why?
this deep.
My one
So
guy.
What does that tell you?
My one guy did better than your 3.
That's fine.
So what I'm saying
But my
is
one guy has done better than your 3 before.
Yes.
So it's one particular week.
11 weeks ago. He did.
Yeah. And week 10.
Okay. So
you lose, dude.
You have no list of players. Do you even know all the players you've picked?
I know who I am not picking again. Yeah. Do you?
No. That's why I went back and listened today.
This is an integrity thing. We've went over this with golf.
But golf is a great example.
Burns loves to.
You're not
assess
disqualified from the
penalties after they
tournament.
happen.
No, I don't. I'm not a fan of that.
That's a joke, Burns.
Oh, okay. All right.
We know you. We know you don't like to assess
Don't get me
penalties
going
after they
there.
happen.
Well, within reason.
So I will present my case.
Okay.
I felt like, okay, we've never definitively said what the punishment is. At the very least, Trout's numbers should be removed from the week. In this case, it does nothing. He still loses. I also forfeit the first pick in the following week. And I even said he can pick a repeat player in this following week. That was my attempt to make the situation better.
All right, then I win. I take Eloy Jimenez last week.
But
So
you can't just take a pick. You've got to pick a player that you've already picked before. You never picked Eloy Jimenez.
Relax. Okay. I'm going to tell my take now.
Okay.
Let's get your take.
All right. My take is it's very simple. This is a survivor pool that we pick 3 players a week. I made it very clear you cannot pick the same player again. If we go back and listen.
No, you did make that clear.
Right.
But
So what would you
repercussion for
think
it?
would happen if you did pick him?
His numbers
don't
don't work
know.
for the week.
yeah,
They could have been that.
There was no defined.
That's my argument. So it can't be a loss if it can't be a win.
All right. You know
In
what?
my opinion.
I'm not.
In my
siding
Then the
opinion.
with
whole
anybody.
competition's done.
No,
Because
it's not.
there were no rules from the begining, if that's what you're saying.
Well, it's
Well,
not
no,
my
but you guys-
competition.
you
So we
guys
tie.
Had a man-to-man agreement.
I love it.
I love
Hey,
it.
I'm serious.
I will.
So,
You guys,
I
you
think
can't sit here and say, okay, now his numbers don't count.
No, I don't think Jake wins. This
I
week.
think-
No,
I
he
think
doesn't
does
win
not.
this week.
But
I win.
But I don't think
you
I
win.
lose either.
I think it's a wash.
Okay, fine. 6-4,
Yeah,
7-5. It's the
exactly.
exact same
Same
He
thing.
can still win though. He can
Yeah.
still win in 3 games.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a chance in 3 weeks
So
you can win. So
in
don't li-
typical
I
watch
don't-
your lips fashion,
I
we've
don't
ran
like-
in a circle, and we've gotten to the same solution.
yeah,
So-
it's just a. I mean, that
Okay,
means
wait,
you
but
have
so-
one less win right now, and you.
I was going to
you
say the
both
pony
have-
ride.
So
we
so then it's okay. So then, but can we still pick the players from last week?
absolutely
Yes.
not.
Okay, so last week's players are they're out.
If they have been picked, they cannot be picked again. And
But
in
if
the
it's a
future,
wash-
should this happen,
He can't pick Trout again because he's
he shouldn't be able to
Regardless.
pick anybody this week, and then I'll just win automatically.
No.
Okay,
But see,
so-
that's making up the rules
Yeah.
as we go.
Well, that's what you've done.
No,
here.
there hasn't been a
So
set
I'm just
of
following
rules.
suit. Okay, here's what we're gonna do.
It's a wash.
It's a wash. That week doesn't happen. It's still
6-4, 4-6.
there's still a 2-game differential.
All right, he's gonna
All right.
come back. This is the gods. The gods are gonna come
this-
against me
yeah.
here.
Yes.
Hey, I got an angel.
Okay,
Baby.
but
I got an angel.
but-
I will
For the
say maybe
next-
not though, because I did own up to it. I
for
maybe
the next 3 weeks, if either of you pick the same player again, I think you're done.
okay. It's a
so you're
done.
saying you're eliminated.
series over,
Yeah,
or
series
it's
over.
automatic loss.
Series over. You
All
got to
right.
watch. You've got to be on top of it. If we're gonna do this
Eloy
stuff, we've got to
Jimenez.
be on it, right?
Okay, so wait a second.
So you're done. You lose the season.
You
if
forfeit the
yes,
season.
And
because
so
at this
last
point,
week's picks are they eligible for this week? If it's
I
a
think-
wash,
I think they're eligible for this week, aside from Mike Trout.
well, obviously,
I disagree. So we're gonna just keep it at 6-4. There's still 3 weeks. It doesn't matter if it's 7-5 or 6-4. You can pick. If you'd rather have 7, you can have 7. I'm still down by 2.
it doesn't. 6-4 is fine. If it's a wash, it's a 6-4, 4-6, whatever.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then we agree on that.
But in reality, it'd
and
be
you're
6-5.
saying that the players from last week, from either of us, are no longer. You cannot pick them anymore. Even the players you picked.
Look, I'm giving you the olive branch here. Okay.
Wait a second.
So
you can pick the players.
you forfeited last week. So I'm still giving you 2 points.
Had he
because
not called you
here-
and told you, would you have known?
No.
Yes.
No.
Because I knew last week that I said, I hope he he did this.
You did say that. I remember
Right,
you
because
saying
I
that.
had a feeling.
He didn't know.
No, but my gut wasn't lying to me. I had a feeling.
Well, why did you wait? Why did I have to check it?
Because I always listen back before you guys come every single week.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, and you didn't listen to the episode
Look.
where I did it.
I'm telling you right now.
What episode did you do it?
I think it was
Like 3 episodes ago.
It was longer than that. I think it was like the 4th time we did it.
Okay.
It's like week 4.
Yeah, Trout still being
Because I
around
lost.
would be-
I lost with him in the lineup.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've beat this horse to
So
death.
again, last week's players are not eligible.
Should be 6'5". I'm going to let Jake have 6'4". Okay?
No.
That's fine.
It's a wash.
Hey.
Nothing. There was no game last week.
I have integrity, Jake.
As do I.
I didn't put
I
the
could
rules
have.
in. I didn't etch them in stone for you.
And I could have let it slide.
Even though it
I
was
could have said
very
nothing.
simple.
Correct? I think we're both in the right on this.
Fine. Eloy Jimenez.
Eugenio Suarez.
Jake McCarthy.
Oh, Jeffrey. Carlos Correa.
He's on the list. Jose Altuve. You picked him the first week. I have not.
Week number 1. I'm going to go Elvis Andrus.
We had the same list, dude.
Did we?
We did.
Okay. 3 to
All
play.
is well now.
All right, I'm coming back.
Hey, listen.
Do it.
I wasn't going to be a
I'll do
cheater.
it.
I didn't do it deliberately.
Yeah.
You know. I
I
felt
think it's a fair solution, don't you,
okay.
Jeff?
In bigger
not really.
news though, because nobody really cares about that part.
Let's get into some football.
Hey, bigger news.
Bigger news
Saturday.
is football.
Football.
Yeah, we're
Fresno
going
State.
Fresno State.
Watch your lips.
We're going.
We'll be at the Coliseum.
We will be. The 3 of us will be there.
Thanks to Jeffrey, by the way.
Yes.
Big
Thank you,
thank
Jeffrey.
Thanks
Jeffrey.
to the Bulldogs
Sure.
Yeah.
for extending the invite.
But they were going to be there without us.
They were. But the Watch Your Lips team is going. So,
And going to have a blast.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Dogs, over the weekend they hosted Oregon State.
Yeah, remind me what happened.
We took an L.
Why don't you know?
That's right. It was your birthday that evening.
We had it streaming in my backyard.
Yeah, I don't. Did you were sitting there? I just don't think you were. able to watch.
I
was
was
physically
sitting
there.
there. I saw them go ahead, and I saw them with a minute and 5 seconds let them march 80 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Now, anything in between that, before, I have no idea.
There were some missed
I'm surprised
opportunities,
you know
right?
that.
Missed field goals. A couple times on 4th down, they didn't go for it. Which, there was one situation I think Tedford was asked about on a 4th and 6 where they kicked a field goal. I'm not sure if it's one they missed, but was asked of, was there a thought of going for it? And honestly, he just kind of no.
Yeah.
If there's plenty of time during that part of the game. There was plenty of time left to score and control the possess of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Get points when you can get points. That's what I took it as. But I also felt like it works both ways. Like if you go for it and don't make it, there's still plenty of time to go make up what you just missed.
Yep.
Well, my concern now is you gave up 35 points to the Beavers at home, completely sold out.
Is your concern the defensive side or just that?
We're gonna score with USC. I'm gonna just jump right into that because
I think L. We lost. We kind of everybody's been beaten to the ground.
The Dogs will surprise USC. It's going to be a very competitive game.
The defense just needs
They have to step
show
up.
up.
They have to.
We
can't give up big plays.
Yeah.
I mean, Jordan Addison has got to be contained. If we don't do that, we are in trouble.
Well, we did watch
time.
the start of that Stanford game, and it was
USC
apparent-
looks good,
Yeah,
man.
they're
that SC's
good.
offense is no
They're
joke.
big.
but you can score on them.
Well, their
You
defense
can score on
yeah,
them. So it's going to be one of those like 05, neck and neck. I mean, heavyweight bout. I think we're going to see
do you
a
think?
hell of a game.
Do you think? I was thinking about it today. Do you guys think that that's like, just you're the offensive guy. You're creating a game plan. We really haven't abused Mims all that much in 2 games, which thank God, because honestly, man, that guy is a beast.
Well, I
He's
think
one of my favorite players.
Me too.
And I'm wondering, is it a situation where we
Pound the ball.
control the clock?
Yeah. I think that
Or is our
clock
offense?
control-
It's really a tempo type. There's too many weapons. Like,
that defensive line, man,
Can we
is
go-
much bigger than we are? So we're going to have
True.
to beat them in the air.
You think so?
I don't think we can beat them on the ground. I really don't. I think it's going to have to be in the air.
Do you think we'll have to do a lot of screens and stuff like that
Yeah.
since that line is so big? They'll
Sure.
get in faster?
I'm just saying, being creative. Like, and
So
then
maybe the
obviously
5
first
or
down is
6
going to be a monster.
Dude, we've got playmakers beat them
We
in
do.
the middle of the field.
We do.
Like, we don't have to.
Totally agree.
We don't have to go deep. We
And
can beat them in the middle of the field and and keep possession.
That's what I'm saying is keeping the, like, maybe not so much tempo, because I don't know if we can hang. Can we hang score for score if that's the way, kind of game it becomes?
I think we can.
Okay.
I really do. Our defense needs a few stops, but we're going to score with them.
And within that, it's then just like turnovers are going to be a monster. If you're giving the ball up, that defense is on the field a lot. We're in trouble.
Well, the one good thing about this weekend is Reggie Bush may be there, but he won't be on the field. So he won't have 525 all-purpose yards. So,
Is he? I had
their
this.
quarterback
I had
is
this
pretty
conversation today. Is he like? It's just a generational type thing. Our generation, like, he's, as far as college running backs, or like
the best.
The best. I mean, for sure, top 5, right? Within what would put a cap, like, put our generation in our era
Adrian
in a year,
Peterson.
right? Okay.
I mean, he's got to be up there, but no, dude.
Yeah,
Reggie
was,
Bush was.
he was such a difference maker in every game. Reggie
I-
Bush,
I'm-
mean,
the yards after the catch for that guy was insane.
he would
I agree.
not go down.
By the way,
Yeah.
I'm with you on it.
Yeah.
I just wanted, because everybody's got an era where there was a dude like that.
Yeah. But there's multiple teams out there that remember Reggie Bush's performance against them, right? Like,
I'm sure Notre
during
Dame
that time.
does.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's the one that I was.
The push.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where he got, was it Liner or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Matt Leinart, yeah. So, we'll be down there. I'm excited. It's going to be fun. I've never been to the Coliseum.
It's a blast, man.
I've only
never
been
been
the
there
only
either.
road games I've been for Fresno State is at in Anaheim to watch them play USC in the Freedom Bowl with your cousin, actually,
Yep.
and Boise twice. So,
Well, we're going to be tailgating, so anybody that is listening,
and is there.
hit us up. You've got our contact information. Let's have some fun and go Dogs.
You mentioned
Dogs.
Notre Dame staying in the college
I
arena.
did on purpose.
Notre Dame.
Uh,
Jeff, what the fuck?
Yeah, what happened? What is going on?
yeah. Geez.
Marshall, hey, listen. When they said that kid was a true freshman quarterback, I'm like, this is getting. Or what, is he not a true freshman? He just hasn't played in. Is he a true freshman?
I don't think he's true freshman.
He's a freshman,
Yeah,
right?
He's a freshman. But, dude, you played Ohio State really tough.
Yes, absolutely.
So is
Three
Marshall that
quarters.
good?
I don't think so.
Well, I heard
They
Marshall
look
had
good.
a lot of transfers, kind of like the
They
Utah
do.
State
They
deal
looked really, really
a year
good.
ago.
They do. But I don't think it's the Chad Pennington, Randy Moss days of Marshall. I mean,
No, no.
Fair.
You know, but Marshall's always been a solid team. You know, I mean, they've had some down years, but talent always surfaces there somehow.
Which one's more embarrassing?
Appalachian State
Texas A&M.
over Texas A&M.
Okay.
Especially
more
with their
embarrassing.
recruiting.
Well, I don't even know if it's more embarrassing. They're both equally horrible.
I would say it's
For your
more.
programs.
I say more. I
Appalachian-
say A&M is more.
Appalachian State should have beat North Carolina the
Yeah.
week before.
Yeah.
Appalachian State is also the same team that beat Michigan when they were ranked several years ago.
But then
they're
the
known
next
for
year-
knocking.
Yeah.
They're like the Dogs.
Yeah, they're that upset type.
The Dogs come in and you don't want them on your schedule.
Aren't they not Division One? Aren't they like
FCS,
Yeah.
FBS? Right?
FBS,
Yeah.
FBS.
So
it's BS.
yeah, that's impressive.
And as you saw the was it the midnight yell or whatever from the night before A&M, and they're shitting on Appalachian State.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, it's just even worse look.
This is the worst loss.
You have
One of them in Jimbo Fisher's.
number
Well,
one
especially
ranked
number one
recruiting
recruit,
class.
yeah.
The tapes come out about how much money you spend in NIL. And
Yeah,
Right. And then
I love
speaking of
I
that,
love it.
we lead into Alabama, who really should have lost that game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The quarterback doesn't go down at Texas, they lose that game. I guarantee you.
How good did he look before he went down?
Oh, he was
Ewers or
He was
whatever.
torching him.
He was, yeah.
He was
He was
torching
the real
him.
deal. Did you watch any of that?
No, I was driving and I had it on the radio. I was listening to it,
Oh,
and it
he's
was
the
actually a
real
really
deal.
fun. I enjoyed listening to. The
Oh, it
call
was
was
such a
great.
fun game.
It was the Texas broadcast crew, and it was a fun listen to.
So, Coxie, was that a intentional grounding safety? Should that have been called intentional grounding?
That's a tough call. I mean, he never hit the ground. When I went back and watched it, I mean, he was on the guy's
Right.
body.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, it's not.
I saw that play.
But intentional grounding. He
Should have been intentional grounding, but they called roughing the passer.
But if it's intentional
And
grounding in the
targeting.
end zone, that is a safety,
Yes.
correct?
Correct.
So what did they call?
So they called
Pass interference or roughing the passer.
Roughing the passer.
with targeting. So that's an automatic review, right?
I think it is.
Yes,
Targeting is, yes.
I
it
think they
is.
reviewed it, didn't they?
Yes. So they review it, and then they come back and say, "Oh no, there was no penalty at all." So they took away the roughing the passer. They made it 4th and whatever. Like
Well,
it was so botched.
There was one play that listening to it where Texas was driving late before they kicked the field goal to go ahead, where I think it was a running play and the running back got out of bounds under a minute. And I'm like, damn, just go down. You're in
Right.
field goal range. Run the clock. You could have burned at least another 25 seconds, and they gave Bama that much more time. And they
And you
didn't.
can't give Bryce Young.
They didn't
time.
waste any
well,
time going
that's the
back
other
down
thing
the field.
is like
He's legit.
he is legit, and there's a reason why he's at Alabama and he's so good.
Yeah. No, he's good. He won that game at the end with that run.
Dude, the last 7 minutes of that game,
Yeah.
he completely took it over.
Yep.
Completely took it over.
You can tell he's mature. He knows what he's confident. There's no panic. And
But what a game plan for Sarkisian, man. And
Yeah.
that program is back.
Yep.
Texas is back. Arch Manning's going there.
so
They've got a big
but with
predicament on their hand with Ewers.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
they're in the SEC.
Going to it, right?
Yeah. I don't know. When is it next year?
Yeah.
Year or two?
3.
I
I'm
think
not
it's
sure.
23, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
So that's going to be interesting. The recruiting is only going to go up, and there's money there, right? I don't see Texas going away,
No,
No, they
Texas
were
is
good.
back,
They were
and
good.
they should have won that game.
and I'll
they
be
missed
interested
a
to
field goal.
see the Texas A&M situation. Like that's, the tweet with Johnny Manziel saying he's got 2 years of eligibility, which I don't get how that works, but
That he does?
he tweeted something like that to Texas A&M, and I'm like, bro, I don't know how that
You were
works.
drafted.
You're done.
You were drafted.
You-
and
Well, with
forfeit-
NIL now, maybe he come.
Don't you
can come
forfeit
back.
eligibility though?
You would
once
think so.
I have no idea how that
dude,
works.
that
You'd
guy,
have to go to a different sport.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen
Yeah.
minor league baseball players go back to. I mean, what's his name at Oklahoma State? The quarterback there for a little while was that he played baseball first,
yeah.
and then
I know who you're talking about. I
went
can't-
to Oklahoma State and was the quarterback. He got drafted and everything. I just can't remember his name.
Well, there's a basketball player right now playing golf in college,
Of course, you know this.
and he was J.R. Smith, I think it is, from the
not
Cleveland-
Tolkien.
No, it's J. No, not.
All right.
Anyways,
Well,
Any other interesting games that? I saw your Gators. I got to bring up the Gators lost.
it's horrible, man.
Okay, Kentucky's been pretty good as
Kentucky's
of late.
ranked number 9.
Yeah.
I mean they've
On the
been, they've
road.
been an up and coming program for
That's
a while.
a hostile environment.
It
You got to
is.
you got to tip your cap something like a game like
No,
that.
I mean we beat Utah, and Utah hangs 70 plus on their next opponent, so they couldn't score on Florida. I think they're going to be fine.
Not the end of the
they
season.
just need Urban Meyer. That's it.
We can get into that.
We don't have to. I'm just saying that's all they need.
The other news was over the weekend,
Jesus.
or I think like by Monday, Scott Frost was out at Nebraska,
Yeah, that's just a shit show.
and I'm like nobody cares because Nebraska hasn't been that relevant recently. But like hearing some of the things people saying about his time there, I was like, whoa.
Which kind of shocks me because when he was at UCF, he takes that team to a New Year's Bowl.
Yeah.
That's when he gets the Nebraska job. He's an alumni.
Yeah.
Like played there. Like why you wouldn't take it serious?
That's
How
just
much
what
of this
people
is
are saying. I don't.
hearsay or if it's true.
Yeah.
Don't
know what
he
I
just hasn't put a good product on the field.
No, they haven't. And
since
when
When
was
was
his
the last
tenure.
time?
the results weren't there. It's
No.
clear, I don't know some of the stuff you read. I was telling Jeff, like there were reports of him showing up late
To his own meetings.
to the practices,
Oh,
and it's
gosh.
just like other reports are coaches and other people going personnel to the athletic department. Again, like Jeff said, it could be hearsay. I don't know if it's true or not. Just this is stuff coming out. Another thing I read was his buyout was like 15 mil. And if they would have waited to October, it might have been October 1st, it was like 7.5. That's 2 weeks away. I was like, how shitty
bad.
was it?
How much
in order for you to say, we don't need the 7.5 million, you're gone.
Well, do you think that there's other stuff,
Well, there's commitment.
Like,
there's kids committing. Like, what are you doing?
Well, I'm saying with him, is there other things going on where they're trying to avoid a lawsuit?
Possibly. I don't know.
Could be.
I mean,
Could be, but
that's
I mean,
the nature.
then they're saying he's not even involved in the recruiting process at all as a head coach.
Yeah.
Really?
There's all.
I mean, that's what people are saying. We don't know what's true.
So people are you reading articles or
I've seen interviews. I've seen I've seen a couple sports radio shows talking about it.
Okay.
Again, that's all as of now. It's just all words. It's all rumor.
Right.
But I'm sure more shit's going to pop out as it gets deeper into this and they search for a coach. But I mean, it's fun. It's like we talked about. I think it's you and me talking about USC. It's fun to have them relevant again. Like I think college football needs, especially the West Coast, or was it you and
us.
I don't know who it was.
You know what? I
think we talked about it.
I like
here.
Lincoln Riley. I did not like Pete Carroll at USC.
You don't like Pete Carroll?
No, I do. I like Pete Carroll. I like his energy. I did not like him there. I didn't like the mantra. I didn't like the.
What do you mean? Elaborate. What do you mean? Like the mantra? Like you didn't like the rah-rah?
I didn't. Yeah. I mean, it was over the top. USC was so good.
Right.
They were the Alabama.
That's what it was.
And I hate Alabama now. But I'm a Florida fan. I have a really good reason to hate Alabama.
Yeah.
Right? But I didn't really have a good reason to hate.
Was it that
Pete Carroll.
loss with the Dogs back in the day?
Oh, it stings for sure.
Was it
still? That's why
that
I'm really
those
excited
guys
to go
were
this weekend.
glorified professional athletes, quote unquote, in college football? Like they're on TV, they're doing commercials, it was.
So what you're saying, Jake,
famous people coming to practice.
Right. What you're saying is they had NIL deals before NIL deals were there.
Oh, we all know this.
That's what I'm saying is, okay, it's hard not to, you can't take away from that program. I mean, they still did it on the field, but did you do it legally? I mean, there were there's a lot of proof you didn't, right? I truly don't believe Alabama has done that. I don't believe Florida has done that. LSU, any of these big schools,
none of them.
I don't believe they've all been playing by the rules. So I think it's been going on forever. But back then, I mean,
now it's the Wild
I
West.
just didn't like Pete Carroll.
Yeah, that's fair.
Hey,
but I loved Reggie Bush.
Yeah, I don't see how you couldn't.
You know,
Yeah.
And Lindell White
and Matt Leinart.
Yeah,
I mean, I like their players, but I don't like the outcomes.
Yeah,
you know, they're not.
I just think
I'm not
it's
a fan.
I think it's good for the West Coast.
Like the whole product of Pete Carroll's USC. You just were not a fan.
No,
that's fair.
Not really.
How about the Seahawks? Or is it?
I like the energy. Yeah, give or take.
Is it because of him, or just it's the Seahawks? Nobody likes them.
The Seahawks are just irrelevant to me.
Oh, we're gonna get to the Seahawks.
No, I know. I just want to understand this Pete Carroll hate.
No, I like his energy. I don't know. I can't pinpoint why I just don't like him.
Okay.
I just didn't like the era about, that time at USC. As a fan, I'm
constant winner gets
every
annoying.
USC fan absolutely loved it.
Well, that's like if you're not a Yankees fan, you hate the Yankees because they've had so much success.
Or
all the team.
Or it's, Pat Hill. For me, I mean, I'm sure there were a lot of people that got beat by the Bulldogs that don't like Pat Hill.
Yeah.
That don't like the Bulldogs, that are from big schools that got beat. I don't think Colorado likes Fresno State. I don't think Wisconsin likes Fresno State. And they haven't been back on the schedule since. So
I saw them when they came here back late 2000s, like 8, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I worked the sideline. Dude.
Monsters.
I mean, some of the biggest dudes I've ever seen in my life. We walked down following the O-line, and I was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Exactly.
I just didn't know that people were that big, man. It was insane.
There's that big of people. Yeah.
No, I think it's good for the West Coast. I think it's good for college football. And that's why I say, like, Nebraska. It would be nice. Nebraska was back to back? They were 2-time national champs in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there was a time like that was one of the best teams in the country
Right.
Yeah.
every year. You know,
Yeah,
it's
the
just
horses.
it's nice to see that.
Now,
I feel like after watching some of the last couple weeks of college football, I think Georgia's the clear number 1 team in the country.
Georgia, Clemson, Alabama
could be arguable.
But Alabama, I
think
mean,
the number-
unless Texas is just that.
I mean,
good.
Ohio State, as much as I hate Ohio State,
But here's the thing:
they're up
about
there as well.
Alabama, dude, always has 1 or 2 games where it's really tight like that, and it's always a rival game or a really good opponent, and they pull it off.
Yeah, they're on the road.
So I mean,
Yeah.
You can't really fault them because I think Texas is going to be ranked.
Yeah, they're good.
for
Well,
sure.
I mean, they have to deal with the backup quarterback now, but he wasn't too bad.
I think they'll be fine. That defense is pretty nasty.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
And also, as we
Yeah.
talked about on here, I think what's going to help sooner rather than later is they've officially agreed to expand the playoff. So I think that's going to be great going up to 12 teams.
That's beautiful.
And
What year is that?
they're talking like 26,
26,
but they also didn't cap that. They could be sooner. I'm assuming depending on like TV contracts and bowl contracts. And
Right.
I'm sure there's money involved that keeps it from happening sooner, but we'll see.
That's good. That's what we need.
So that's going to be great. I think it's going to be awesome. 12 teams. It just gives more teams a chance. 1 loss doesn't end your season at that point. That's what I like.
Yeah.
These guys go lose 1 game and it's like, well, season's over.
right.
Mail it in.
Yeah, exactly.
You can still win your conference. In the SEC,
Unless
maybe
you're
not.
Alabama
Yeah.
or Ohio State,
Georgia, you're
Georgia, you can lose 1.
but you can't
But not.
be.
Any smaller school.
No, Cincinnati loses 1 last year. They're
it's
not in the
over.
playoffs.
Yeah,
done.
not even close.
Not even
Now
close.
they might be a top 12 though, and that's
Of course.
what's great
and they
about
get a New
it.
Year's Bowl, and that's
Correct.
great, and that's huge for the program. But you're not in the playoff.
Yeah.
It's flawed. The system sucks right now.
It does. I don't like it.
So I like in 2026 the expansion is going to be great.
Do you think a college football team could do what the Bulldogs did in 2008 and run through and win if they're the same level as Fresno State?
I think that
Does
can
that make
happen in
sense?
any sport at any time. I
You
mean,
think so in
take a look at
football?
George Mason, right? Butler back in the day, in basketball.
Getting to the
Yeah.
Final
like
Four.
nobody.
But do you think football's different?
Football's more physical.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
football
like
comes
the
down to
size of the other
Yeah.
teams.
Yeah, that matters.
that
sure.
You
skill
can
and
win one, but probably not run
But-
the table and get.
Yeah, but you could also fumble the ball 3 times and throw 2 picks,
Yeah.
and now you're in trouble,
Yeah.
right? I mean, we've seen it happen multiple times where teams like Appalachian State, Texas A&M was supposed to be in the playoff. People
Yeah.
were talking like they got like an 18-20% chance of making the playoff before week 1. Like it's pretty high,
bye-bye.
right? And now you got no chance.
Bye-bye.
You got 0 chance now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it can happen.
But can it happen make a whole run like that? That's my question. I think it can happen in any given game, but can it happen for what would it be? 4 games, 3 games?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a gauntlet
Yeah.
for those teams.
With
and listen,
injuries
and
everything.
oh,
I
yeah.
know
It's
sports,
something
that's
like-
why we watch it.
but it's something like that. Usually, the best teams win those types of things.
Yeah.
Sure.
But it gives somebody a chance.
But
Like it gave Fresno
Cincinnati
State
a chance
yes.
last year, and we saw what happened.
Well, same thing
Yeah,
happened to
but
Hawaii
see,
when
with 12 teams, do the top 4 get a bye? And at that point, they're not playing.
No,
12's
probably.
not playing a 1. 12's playing a 5.
Right.
Maybe that's a different.
Then they play the rested 1 or 2.
So
after
what?
that.
They have the opportunity.
I
Yes,
think you hit it though earlier that the difference in this is going to be injuries.
Yeah.
I mean, in football, there's more injuries than
Yes.
in basketball or baseball. Tougher to make a run. 2 of your playmakers go out, changes the whole dynamic of the playoff.
Yeah.
Yeah, baseball and basketball. I don't know how deep the bench is, but there's you lose this is like we get in the NFL and you see Dak was awful, but I'm just saying like a guy you lose your
Keenan
starting
Allen,
quarterback. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That makes a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One
oh.
guy, what I mean, baseball, you can pull a guy off the
You know what?
bench.
Okay,
Or the
are we
minors.
going into the NFL?
Yeah, we might
All
as
right,
well.
because I got one thing before that. Because Mike McCarthy, okay, and he's not on any of these lists, okay. He ran the ball very effectively the first drive. Zeke had 5 or 6 carries with 30 or 40 yards. Pollard got a few.
Yeah.
They kick a field goal. He stops running the ball. Like, dude, what are you doing?
Didn't he do that last year?
Same thing in the Denver game.
Yeah.
Javonte Williams starts the game with 3 carries, 32 yards. He's averaging over 10 yards a carry, and you stop giving him the ball. You're throwing to your fullback and your tight ends, and you let Seattle beat you.
Well, that coach he's got a lot to learn.
Well, yeah.
From Denver, right?
Yeah.
Like
kicking a 57-yard field goal when you should go for it.
64, I thought.
Or maybe it was 64.
64 is tied for the longest.
That's right. You're right.
Yeah, it wasn't
64.
in Denver either.
Yeah, and that's, like.
That would have been off the kicker scale.
I think
a 60-yard kick.
The probability or the percentages were that, like, I think it was 50. It was over 50% that Russell Wilson gets that first down.
And the
versus
coach is now
him making that. I understand it. That could win you the game, but you let 30 seconds run off the clock before you called the timeout with 3 timeouts before you decided you were going to go for it.
Yeah.
Hey, rookie head coach, the Broncos will be fine.
I understand that.
I think so
also,
too.
And you can't fumble on the goal line
either. You guys
either.
did hear it here. Juggernaut, he led the league in catches from a running back last week with 11. Okay, they are targeting him.
That was as many as a wide. I think Devontae had 11. 12
he had
catches.
11.
Yeah.
Okay, and he did fumble on the goal line. So did Gordon.
As did Gordon. And that's a backbreaker, man. Those are points.
Those are huge.
Whether it's a touchdown or field goal, it's 6 points off the board.
Yeah, exactly. But I got a segment for you guys.
Bring it.
This is overreaction or not an overreaction.
Go.
Okay.
Fire.
Shoot.
Bring it.
These are not really headlines, maybe watch your lips headlines, so that, just pulled it out of my arse here. Okay? So if you guys disagree, we'll discuss them.
All right.
Trey Lance needs to be benched after week 1 performance.
Overreaction.
In the monsoon.
Overreaction.
Reaction.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Mahomes is the MVP.
Pump the brakes.
I agree with it. I think he is. Mahomes
you don't think Josh Allen would have something to say about that?
Pump the brakes.
We'll see. But Mahomes, I mean, five touchdowns.
It's one game.
Yeah, against a shitty Cardinals team.
Yeah, but we've
that
watched
I said
Mahomes
was going to
do
be
it
shitty
over and over. I don't think it's a long shot. I don't think it's an overreaction. I think it's a normal response.
All right.
They're calling him the MVP.
When Derek Carr throws for 4 touchdowns this weekend against that same Arizona Cardinals team, it'll prove Mahomes isn't the MVP yet. It's week 1.
Don't take those words as he's not good either.
That's not very good.
I think that there's a
honestly,
very high chance that he's
the
MVP.
Did Tom Brady get screwed out of an MVP last year?
It is the QB.
To your Aaron Rodgers?
Screwed out of it?
Tom Brady.
How did he get screwed?
He had the most touchdowns. He had the most. He
only
had
5 picks. I think 5 or 6 picks.
I don't know Aaron
and
Rodgers'
honestly
stats,
was
but
a defensive
player.
No,
he had a great year.
I love Aaron Rodgers, but they also lost at home in the playoffs, and Brady was a defensive play away from the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Brady knows how to win.
Just saying.
Are you saying Rodgers doesn't?
Not in the playoffs, apparently, because he's lost.
Not
a few
to the
times.
Niners. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
I am a Rodgers fan though, so I'm not.
I do have some more. Alan's going to have something to say about Mahomes taking that MVP
next.
Travis Etienne is irrelevant in fantasy.
I'm not ready to say that yet. Overreaction.
Yeah, I agree.
I also agree. He dropped the touchdown pass, and then they missed him. Trevor Lawrence missed him. Had he caught both of those, I mean, he's a monster.
But to that point, Robinson off the Achilles had a good day, and I would be afraid of that fantasy wise. Of okay, this guy's still.
Oh, that share scares the hell out of me if you have Travis Etienne.
So that's not far away.
No,
but I think week 1 it's overreacting right now.
At this point.
No, I agree. Packers and Rams both missed the playoffs.
No, I don't. That's an overreaction. Packers,
I'm going to say overreaction as well.
Both teams, they're good teams. Packers, they've got a shot. Don't count him out.
It's an overreaction,
Don't
Burns.
count 'em out.
Don't worry.
Get Lazard
I
back.
just put it on here
Get
to rattle you.
Lazard
Get some,
back.
I think you had 2 linemen out also. O-line.
The freaking Watson, the wide receiver, the rookie. Did you see
He
him
dropped
drop
it.
that?
Yeah, he's a rookie.
Yeah,
They're young.
Yeah, exactly.
Dobbs is fine.
Which is
Watson's
exactly
fine.
which is exactly why Aaron Rodgers came out before the season and went after them hard to get them ready for this season when crap like that happens, so that they can be resilient.
Well, be careful,
Boom.
Burns.
you are wearing
because-
Dolphins colors.
Yeah,
you know
be,
that
Be
today.
careful, Burns,
I don't
because he
pick my
threw for
clothes based off
187
teams.
yards and one
Yeah,
pick.
he had no wide receiver help. If Watson catches that, that's what 60 another 60
Now,
yards.
this is where we differ here, because when Adams wasn't in the games the last few years, they had a very good record. Very good.
okay.
So yeah, these guys are young. They're going to learn. The Packers are going to win this week. Okay, they're going to beat the Bears at home,
They better.
but that's not a pick yet.
It is, but go ahead.
Jimmy G is going to the Cowboys.
It's not an overreaction. I'm actually wouldn't be surprised to see Dallas move on. His name came up. Mason Rudolph's name came up. Cam Newton's name came up. So I say I don't think, is it Cooper Rush is the guy?
He's going.
I
this
mean,
week,
listen,
and-
no
yeah.
disrespect.
No.
I don't know if he's. I mean, when there's guys out there, you go get them.
How many weeks?
There's
you're
caps.
not rushing him into this.
Exactly.
How many weeks is Dak going to be out?
6 to 8.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Possibly less, but
Yeah, I
it
thought
looks.
I saw
It
4
well,
somewhere.
maybe, but it looks 6 to 8.
He already has an ankle issue.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that if
And
you
he's
bring
blaming
in
it on the
Garoppolo-
shoes.
But he's also
Yeah.
he's also got some time to heal the ankle now. So
Right.
I don't
And get
think
some new
I don't,
shoes.
I don't think the ankle will be in it. But honestly, even
So-
healthy the other night,
he looked bad.
it looked bad just all
That's
around.
a McCarthy led team. McCarthy is like, he does not know how to.
How much help does Michael Gallup bring
He's
coming?
a Super Bowl champ, and
He
Yes,
was.
he was, but he had a lot of stars there to run the game for him. I don't think that I think he's past his prime. McCarthy.
I mean,
is.
that's
And my
not an
question-
overreaction.
There's a lot of stars on that field, Burns.
Do you
The
think?
Cowboys.
they're just not-
They're in uniform.
Well, they kept talking
That's a dad
about
joke.
there's
You get that?
there's
Yeah, I
really
got
no
it.
vertical threats on that team. Is Gallup's really the only
Yeah,
other
Cooper
receiver not in the lineup?
Get him involved. Okay,
I agree.
they-
I agree.
But they did target him 13 times. He made 2 catches.
Yeah.
It's telling me you're not open and you're
So-
forcing it.
If they bring in Garoppolo, is Prescott done, or should he be done? at that
I
point?
think Jerry Jones loves him.
No, they paid him too much money for him
So
to be
I don't.
done.
I think it's an overreaction.
Unless
I don't
somebody
think
wants to trade
Garoppolo's
for
coming
him.
in.
Do you think it's an overreaction?
Yeah, I don't think
I do
Garoppolo's
too. I
coming
think
in.
he's staying a Niner.
Yeah, I don't think the Niners are.
But I
gonna
like
get
it,
rid of
Jake, and you're right. Mason Rudolph and Cam Newton. Let's rush the other kid out.
that. Yeah,
Okay,
I don't.
Let's not.
if I'm the Niners, you can't do that until you
exactly.
like week 1 for the Niners is a poor example of anything to project for your season.
well, yeah, they were playing in a flood.
It was embarrassing. And they shouldn't even have played that game.
no.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't base anything on week 1 from the Niners.
I like.
Plus,
that
you
they
didn't have
lost.
Kittle. You know, I
Okay,
think Wilson's going to be
dude.
fine too behind Mitchell.
The playing conditions were exactly the same for Justin Fields and the Bears, and they won.
Yeah.
Well, and somebody came out of
And-
that Chicago defense and said that looked by the fourth quarter when they went up or at some point in that second half, it looked like the Niners checked out.
Now, don't get me wrong. The conditions definitely had something on the game for sure.
Well, yeah, when
But
you're used to playing,
they're in the same
practicing up there.
conditions.
I get it.
and
I agree.
You can't
Yeah.
make excuses.
No.
It's the NFL. Trey Lance's debut. He didn't run very much. I want to see him run more. They're going to win again this
Do you
week.
think if Garoppolo was in there being a more tenured quarterback in the league,
No.
that he does? I think he does because he knows how to throw those check down. Like he's better at managing a game.
Maybe.
And,
Elijah Mitchell going down is massive.
Yeah.
That sucks for the Niners. Jeff Wilson he's an ambulance chaser. I mean, he's going to get hurt for sure. He will. I mean, guys, he
bang
is.
bang's going to be.
No, he is. And so
That's been the Niners' problem.
So what do we default to? We default to Debo, and that's not a bad thing.
No.
Now, Debo, whether you're mad or you're happy, we need you to carry the ball.
How many carries did
Niners
he
are
have?
fine.
He had a lot.
I don't know how many he had. I know he had a few.
Nava, the Niners are fine, okay? They're going to be fine.
Brett.
I hope not.
Saquon Barkley is back.
Yeah, if he can stay healthy, he's back. Yes, 100%.
That's for everybody. If they can stay
Well,
healthy,
I know,
I'm
but
just
for
saying.
a guy like that, yeah.
I
if
don't
he
feel
can-
like
yes.
he was ever. I think he was
Yeah.
only hindered by injury.
Yeah,
I
that's
always
why
thought
I'm
he was a
saying
good
that.
player. I always thought he was going to be a good NFL player, and when he was playing consistently, he was.
Yeah. He's back for now
just-
until
it-
I mean,
it's-
his thighs are bigger than your torso.
It's hard for
I mean, the
fantasy,
guy's
right?
a
Because
monster.
it's hard for fantasy because the guy that gets hurt, like it just you can't. It's fantasy.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't help. It's the same risk you take with McCaffrey now.
Absolutely.
It's maybe
Absolutely.
less risky, obviously, to take McCaffrey, but
But that game plan was awful for Carolina, was absolutely horrific. So what did the Giants do? They gave it to their playmaker.
Yep.
And what did he do?
won him the game.
Made plays
Yeah.
and won the game.
Yeah,
I think he is back.
yeah, I do too.
I
Yeah.
stayed away from him. I'm pissed. In 13 leagues, I don't have Barkley. I don't have one piece of him at all.
I think it's going to be a lot of that too. But also that does lead to more hits and
I agree.
potential to go down. We'll see.
And this one is a complete overreaction. Is Burrow a one-hit wonder?
No,
No,
overreaction.
over.
Right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's just
Reaction.
stupid.
Well,
People
yeah.
are saying
I
that.
mean, is
That's dumb.
Everybody has
McPherson a bad kicker? He's a one hit one. Like
Right when what was it the backup?
it was.
tight
It
end?
was ugly to finish. That game was both sides.
Well, wasn't the backup tight end the long snapper? Was that game? I think that's what
It might have been.
That's what went wrong. I'm pretty sure it's that game. Do you remember 85?
Even Boswell missed a kick too to win the game. Like
What, in Cincinnati?
No, yeah, Cincinnati.
Yeah, they had a chance to win. It was an extra point.
No. I know, but it was a backup
Yes.
long snapper, right?
Backup
that's
tight
where
end.
he had to slow his.
Yes.
yeah.
Backup
yeah.
tight end's the long snapper.
Yes.
And they had a different holder, and everything was all screwed up.
Yeah.
Because Shooter McPherson, he doesn't miss.
No.
Especially on an extra point.
Well, yeah, and
Okay.
the holder was, doing that.
Doing that.
Watch
Doing
your
that.
lips,
Whoa.
Burns.
I'm watching
How
my
long you been
arms.
here?
This is my first day.
Jesus
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me, guys.
I remember
appreciate
my
it.
first podcast.
What else? That is overreaction.
Carr forgets everybody but Adams.
I mean, that happened. So I mean,
That's not an overreaction.
Didn't Waller have a good day?
Waller had a decent day, yeah.
I mean, but
Winfro just didn't.
Hunter Renfrow.
Devontae's not getting 17 targets.
Well, I'll give a shout out to Gabe. Hunter Renfrow is a sleeper. I mean, he was completely sleeping.
He slept the whole
I
game.
mean, yeah, he did. No game plan for
Chargers
him.
they look good.
And this one, boys, I actually think is not an overreaction. Dolphins are going to the playoffs.
I think we all picked them to go to the playoffs, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so.
But now they are.
now after 1 week.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be week 2 is big.
No, Tua, everything looked great with them.
Week 2 is
Their
big.
defense looked really good.
I didn't watch any of
Their
that game.
defense is what it could be top 3. I'll tell you that. Not an overreaction either.
Well, let's pump the brakes.
They're pretty good.
They're going to play. They're going to play
New
a
England
good
Patriots
offensive
don't
team.
have a good offense.
They're going to play a good offensive team this week
New England made
on the
playoffs
road.
last year.
On the
No,
road.
but their offense isn't known as like a juggernaut. They're not that
Well, they don't
good.
have Tom Brady anymore.
Yeah, they have Mac Jones.
So
who
again,
throws for
okay,
2
Brady or
yards.
Belichick?
Who was?
What do you mean?
Who made who?
Brady.
Well, I think they both made each other. I mean, he
Sure,
still
that's
made
fair.
the playoffs.
All right,
That's
good.
fair.
Playoffs.
I agree. They
Yeah.
both did.
Yeah.
That's like Walsh, Montana. Shula Marino. All right, next one.
He just had to
This
throw
is
it
the
in.
last one I have for the overreaction. Bills are winning the Super Bowl.
No.
I don't
Not
think
o-
it's overreaction.
Not overreaction.
They have to go through KC though.
Not overreaction.
I don't think it's overreaction, but I think that Kansas City will have something to say about it. And they did not miss Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, the Bills are going to pressure the shit out of Patrick Mahomes, and he's going to run
Yeah.
for his life. Because if
He's
Von
pretty good
Miller
at doing
does
it.
anything like he did on Thursday night to Patrick Mahomes, he's going to run for his life. Bills are winning the Super Bowl.
Hey, going back to the Raiders, I know people were they lost, right? But a lot of turnovers, and it was still a 1-score game.
Yeah.
So he cleaned some shit up.
New offense.
I mean, I got
It's a
him.
new
winning.
offense. I mean,
Well,
were
and how
pressing a
how
little
good
bit.
is the Chargers defense? Like they were good.
no, Chargers are going to be good.
Yeah, their
But
defense.
so
was
are the
good.
Raiders.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
No, I
there's
agree.
going to be turnovers when you're playing a good defense.
But they were forced. Like, he was forcing it. He was looking for Adams as primary,
Yeah.
secondary.
Yeah.
You know,
He also
I mean,
fumbled a couple times that didn't it got recovered by the Raiders.
that's the
One-
one thing. He's
one he
got to
lost.
protect the ball.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one concern I would have.
I
mean,
love Derek Carr, but he looked a little rusty.
Derek Carr's going to throw for 4,600 yards.
He's my QB.
Good.
week
You'll
2.
be happy with it.
Week 2. We'll see a lot more in week 2.
All right.
I'm excited.
So that's all I have for the overreactions.
I like it.
Yeah, that's good.
Week 1, there was a ton of carnage, right? I mean, our picks for one. So we're gonna regroup here.
So here we go, Jeff. I went 2 and.
But hang on, we got to watch our lips responsibly. We're changing the game.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
for all
I'm
the
leading.
listeners and the
Because
viewers
I'm
No,
here.
that's
leading.
not
They're
why. We didn't even
changing
talk
because I'm
about
leading.
that. We didn't even
Okay,
talk
and-
about
and
that.
Look at it, know it, listen.
Off air, Burns said he was actually going to suggest this. So
Yeah, we got the
we will
receipts,
be
Burnsy.
picking.
No, I know I was going to suggest it, but I didn't.
We will be picking 6 teams every week with a bonus team. Okay, so
And we're
reset.
just
We're just
going
gonna
points.
total
We're not
points.
going to lose picks every week.
So I
No.
should get 2 extra points for
'Cause-
winning this week.
And real quick, so I'm in this humongous survivor pool that I do every year. Okay, and there's like 790 entries. It's $20 entry. And Jake, let me tell you how the survivor works. You pick a team,
I've done
and then
Survivor.
you can't pick them again.
I've done
We're
it.
not
Similar
doing
to the
that.
baseball thing. No,
I've done it. I made it to week 9.
you guys are missing this whole thing.
No.
Okay,
I am.
it's a survivor pool, right? You pick the team, you can't pick them again. Similar to the baseball
Yeah,
thing.
but you
that we
pick
were-
one team, not 3 players.
Correct. So there's 790 entries in this thing. Okay, $20 for one entry. You can do multiple
Is
entries.
it done on the computer?
It is.
So there's something to keep you from remembering who you picked.
Yes, there's a spreadsheet.
Okay.
It won't let
Okay.
you pick somebody you've
There's a
already
spreadsheet.
We
picked.
need
dog.
one of those in our
Yeah.
baseball
Yeah.
pool.
Yeah, I
Okay.
said that.
All right, now time out. I'm going to tell the story.
Tell the story.
Okay. There's 51 people left in this 790
No
person
way.
pool.
Wow,
Are
after
you one
week
of them?
1?
No, both of my entries are gone. I picked the Niners and the Broncos along with everybody else. Okay, last year I made it to week 16. I was the last of 18 guys. They paid out the top 10, and it's massive.
Oh, I bet.
So, that's the carnage that happened. So we shouldn't feel bad. Okay.
I don't. I feel good.
So keep listening to
don't.
us, guys.
Yeah.
We do know a few things.
Yeah, whatever.
We know how to pick losers.
We did pick
So
losers.
one thing we need to clarify: ties. So that's something we didn't go.
Ties are
Colts-
null and void. No win, no loss.
Okay,
That's what a tie is. You don't win, you don't lose.
but okay, I guess it's null and void because we're picking 6 teams now, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Correct.
correct.
Fair.
All right.
I went 2 and 4. Well, 2 and 5, 2 and 3. Sorry, don't count the tie. 2 and 3. Jeff, Kevin won 4, and Jeff won 3.
I thought I won 2 and then got the
You got 2 in the bonus,
upset.
so you got 4.
And I got 1 in the bonus.
And Jeff
if we're
got
going to
a-
really get
Well,
into the weeds
but-
here,
but-
if we're going to
Now-
talk
now,
semantics,
listen,
But
I've got a
you're
note here.
upset.
And then, go ahead, Burnsy, because this is in my
Is
notes.
Minnesota against Green Bay really like a bit an upset? Is that really an upset pick? Like,
Yeah.
let's how
Green Bay at Minnesota, by the way.
okay,
Yeah.
so let me explain to you guys how.
you told me how good Minnesota was going to be.
Fresno State,
for-
Georgia
Am I
in
right?
08 is an
Yes.
upset.
right? They are going to be good.
Yeah, but that's not an upset.
No, it's either favorite or underdog, right? On any pool you look at, there's a favorite and there's an underdog.
Yeah,
right?
but there's
At the time-
a difference between that and an upset.
At the time, Green Bay was favored.
By what?
Now I
2
will
and a
give you
half?
guys this. When the game started, Minnesota was favored.
Okay.
So the line changed. But they were the underdog.
But so I guess what we're saying
That's
though
loose.
is if the Chiefs play the Bills,
Dude, you guys aren't going
Like,
to get me twice
the-
today.
the
I'm not doing this.
But the Niners pick over the Bears pick over the Niners. That was an upset.
Or were they favored?
Who, the Bears? I don't know. I looked at who the teams
Just because you're
were.
looking at the teams, no, it's favorite.
Come on,
It's,
you know that the
But if
Bears
the-
over
if
the
the
Niners.
Bills-
were-
if the
picked
Bills
Niners
play-
Whoa,
immediately
time
after.
out. I got to hear what he's saying.
You picked the Niners like that after I picked the Bears last week,
Yeah.
right? Like you were like, nah, that's the Niners as your pick.
Correct.
I picked the Bears as an upset, which I imagine not many people picked the Bears over the Niners.
I was not touching that game.
A lot of people had the Vikings winning that game.
Burns.
That's not an upset.
It's a favorite.
An upset's
And it's an
Appalachian
underdog.
State.
So what I'm saying is if the Bills and the Chiefs play,
Right. It's a 50-50.
the Chiefs are the not the favorite.
No.
So
it's the
that's
underdog.
They're an underdog.
Yes, it's an upset. If an underdog
That's
beats
not
a
an
favorite, it's an
upset.
upset.
That's like
Appalachian State,
you're going
Texas
off of
A&M
betting.
is an
Dude.
upset.
Yeah. You're going off of betting lines.
It's favorite and underdog, dude.
We did not.
You're either
We didn't
favored or
define
you're
it.
not.
I will
We
say
didn't
this:
define
we
it.
didn't say anything about.
Well, we better define
you
it.
did kind of, but we didn't say no. That's not an upset, Jeff.
We'll have to define it after this week.
So I'm
because
not.
we've already
I don't
gotten
want
picks.
to. I just
We haven't
wanted
done them on air.
to bring it up. That's all. I was just bringing it up. Jeff did get his 2 points. Okay.
These guys,
I would
man.
love to hear the response from the audience. Message Jeff.
I will tell you this.
Was
I'm in another
Minnesota-
pick'em. You know, I'm sure you guys are surprised. I'm in another pick'em.
You?
I did get you into it.
Yes.
Nava, one of our listeners who was on
Yeah.
last week, he's putting it on. The majority of that pool, and I will show you, both of you, it's in my office, they picked Green Bay.
Okay.
I picked Minnesota. 3 people picked Minnesota in that pool. So obviously, the majority of that pool thought Green Bay was favored. I don't think they thought Green Bay was going to lay the
I
absolute
think this is
egg
a loose argument.
that you didn't anticipate them laying.
Me?
But yeah, you're a fan. You thought Green Bay would win that game.
I was hoping so. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you said the only reason I'm
field
taking
goals.
Joseph
Yeah, it's
is
field
because
goals.
all they're going to get is field goals.
Yes.
But then Justin Jefferson
So-
reminded you why the Vikings are going to be very good.
Yes.
And he went
so you
ape shit.
knowing all of
Can
that.
I tell you guys-
feeling all of that, you really think that they were underdogs or the upset pick in that? I don't think you do.
I see.
Yeah,
I
I
hear
do.
underdog, and I think Appalachian State, A&M, Marshall, Notre Dame,
Bears, Niners,
Fresno State over Georgia.
USC.
I think of underdog in that.
so
sense.
it has to be something that you think
It's
would
the
never
NF
happen.
Now, so here in Jeff's
Let
defense,
me tell you something
it's
about
the
the
National
NFL.
Football League.
That's what I was just
So
gonna say.
they're all the best players to play the game. There's really no legit. There's going to be a couple upset
No, I
picks.
disagree.
True,
There's always
there's a
big
couple
ones.
true upset.
Well,
look at this week.
Look
This
at
week was
Seahawks.
challenging to pick an upset.
We all picked the Broncos.
Yeah. That
Everybody-
would be an upset.
Everybody picked the Broncos.
That would be an upset. Yes, that would have been an upset.
It
You're
would have
correct.
been, and none of us picked it
But the
because there was no
the
way.
Vikings cannot be an upset pick the rest of the year.
I am on both sides.
No, they
of-
can. Wait, depending on who they play, sure they can. Tampa Bay,
No, they're equals.
dude, it
either
comes
one
down to
can
the
beat
line.
them.
It's all on the line. The odds makers tell you who's favored and who's not.
And the odds makers make it in their favor.
Should
That's
we have
how
to
you
put,
make money, though.
Should
Yeah,
we have to
exactly.
put like a so many as far as favored or not favored as what determines an underdog?
Is it just going to be a bonus pick because you guys can't figure out what an underdog and a
I
favorite
know
is?
I know what they are based on the lines, but you really think like Jake's scenario, Bills versus Kansas City.
It's a pick'em game.
But yeah, it's not a
So that
pick a
wouldn't-
upset or not.
They're both really
okay.
good. There's no
Packers,
underdog
the
there.
Vikings, The Packers, the Vikings.
I don't
was the
feel
same
like there's
thing.
an underdog in
Okay,
that game.
Time out. You're saying this in week 2. Let's just say, we'll play pretend here, that the Chiefs lose 4 games and the Bills have lost none or maybe 1 game and the Bills are favored by 7. Is that an upset if the Chiefs beat the Bills? They've lost 4 or 5 games.
I still don't think that. No, that's not an upset.
So if the
Are you
No.
kidding?
if the Chiefs are
All
1
right,
and
let's get
5,
on to the picks.
if the
I mean, this
Chiefs
is
are 1 and 5 and the
absolutely
Bills are
ridiculous.
5-0, you kind of have to call that an upset.
No.
This is
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that. That would be an
I
upset.
am
Thank you.
giving the
That would be an
NFL the benefit of the doubt. Listen, I agree. I believe that there's honestly few true upset picks, especially like if you looked at this week's schedule, it's pretty tough
Yeah,
compared
it
to
is.
last week to
This
pick
week
winners.
is, yeah.
So
But a lot of that's because of what happened in week one.
I went first last week. Somebody else want to go first?
I'll go first. I've got Indy. I didn't look who they're playing, but Indy, Rams, Cincinnati, Buffalo, Minnesota, the Niners, and the upset is the Houston Texans.
Indy, Rams, Cincy, Buffalo, Niners,
Minnesota,
Vikings, and
upset Texans.
Okay.
Taking the Rams over Atlanta, Denver over Houston, Bills over Tennessee, Green Bay over Chicago, Cincy over Dallas, San Fran over Seattle. And you guys tell me if this is an upset pick or not then. I got Miami over Baltimore at Baltimore.
Yes, it's an upset
Yeah, I
pick
think
because
so.
Miami's not favored, even though they should be.
So I'm taking Miami to beat Baltimore in Baltimore.
Why do you look at me, Jeffrey?
Because that's a perfect scenario.
And that's why I picked it, because if they're both good, but if the Dolphins pull, like, there's,
The Ravens are favored. Everybody thinks the Ravens are going to win that game. I'm here to tell you guys they're not. Okay? Because what did we do to Lamar Jackson last year? We made him look silly. Right?
Well, but that
we
last
went
year
on a streak
is last
because
year.
of that. Exactly. But we have the same defensive personnel.
He's got some receivers,
So
though,
So
this year,
what
too.
Jeff's saying is
He does.
that's not an upset pick.
No,
what
I'm
Jeff's
picking
saying.
Miami as my upset pick. I'm going to
Okay.
start right there with my bonus, okay?
Cool. Hey,
That's what you
great
picked,
minds
too.
think alike,
I've got-
Bernsey.
Tampa Bay.
I mean, last week.
Hey, I can't tell you how excited
make
I
my
am.
picks now?
Nah, fuck your pick. No, go ahead. Go.
you do your picks.
Take yeah.
The Buccaneers.
Buccaneers. Here's my Buccaneers. Where's your Buccaneers?
Who Dey?
Saints.
Cincinnati.
Okay.
Saints.
No. The Raiders.
Oh.
The Broncos. The Bills and the Colts.
Some different picks there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to the 4.5 hour drive on Saturday with
That
the
should be fun.
two of you guys.
Should be fun.
We also do NFL kicker picks, and last week's winner was Bernsey with Greg Joseph, putting up 13 points.
So he did kick a lot of field goals and extra points, but
Justin Tucker
Playing a
put
weak
up
team.
6, and Rodrigo Blankenship put up 8. He had 9 with the -1 for missed field goal, and then lost his job.
yeah.
So it looks like my one pick is done there.
Yeah.
Burns, I guess, being the winner, we can pick the same kicker, so it doesn't matter. Jeff, how about you? Who you got?
Wait,
go ahead.
we can pick. Okay.
We can all pick the same
You
kicker.
can't pick
that-
Joseph.
We can't
again.
pick him
I can't-
again,
okay,
but we can
yeah.
all pick the same kicker each
okay.
week.
Oh, okay.
I'm taking Daniel Carlson.
I'm going Ryan Suckup, Tampa Bay.
I'm going shooter this week. McPherson.
Okay.
Very nice.
Shooter.
Very nice.
So Burns is leading both pools.
Yeah. Well,
For the first and
week
only
one,
time.
Week 1. Hey,
Hey, all you guys
Comebacks.
can do is tie me next week, okay? I'm leaving.
no,
No, I-
our picks can surpass you, my friend.
It was a
Keep working on them.
joke. Dang, dude, what a dick. What a dick.
Oh,
Dare you call me a dick?
I didn't.
Hey, before we get into our players, we end with picking players. Heater. I kind of mentioned it before we started. You own an electric vehicle, Burns. California, this might be a couple weeks ago, mentioned that all Californians be driving electric vehicles by 2035.
Something like that.
You're something you don't know?
Why do I care?
I
I have
don't-
one already. I don't need to.
I just assumed you were on the up and up.
No, why?
We're not attacking
Wow,
your
no.
electric
Wow.
vehicle here.
Wow, you're judging.
Not
you're
at
so
all.
judgy. Whoa, you've changed, Jacob. What
Bro,
happened?
you have no idea.
What happened?
No idea.
With the look of disdain you just
No,
gave me.
I don't have a problem with it. I don't want to drive one.
I think it's stupid. I think that you
In the
what's
business
point?
you're in,
Don't even get me started.
you know what I'm
dude.
saying? So there's
So why with the business that you're in? What
In
what does that do?
2035, drayage trucks are not allowed into the port unless they're electric vehicles. That's
So
what
the-
came
the
out with the
cost-
California Air Resource Board.
Okay.
So every other port in America, no restriction
Mm-hmm.
yet on any air resource board, just California. Same with
the
electric
cost
cars.
to upgrade and do all of
dude,
that,
it's
right? Yeah.
it's massive.
Yeah.
Plus, we move containers from the Port of Oakland to the Central Valley of California. You cannot physically do that in one day with an electrical truck. You drive 4 hours, you charge it 2 hours. You drive 4 hours, you charge it 2 hours.
I will challenge you on that. I don't think that
It's
it'll
not a
be
car.
2 hours. It doesn't
not a
matter.
car.
The charging by that time is going to be to the point where they can charge it fast.
Well, let's hope, because
I don't disagree.
But they're
with
telling you not
what
to
you're saying.
charge
that's
anything right
my
now.
other point. So
They
they're-
want-
when
want-
it was 115,
What-
and that's the problem. Is the not pressure, but the impact that it has on the power grid by everybody having to charge. I don't think that that's good for us, especially here in California with the PG&E, everything what we have to deal with. And how do they get rid of the batteries? It's going to have a similar effect to the environment that what they're complaining about, which is drilling.
Right, but if every car in California has to be electric and everybody's trying to charge their car at the same time, there's no infrastructure. Where are they going to put all this? Where are all the charging stations going to go?
You're talking about millions of vehicles.
This is typical California not thinking this through and just pushing an agenda for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
They don't have the infrastructure.
Well, what do farmers do? Like their tractors are combust engines. What are the farmers going to do?
We're not even supposed to have lawnmowers that are gas in the next year? Like they're changing that.
Complete bullshit, man. All of this is just
Twilight
asinine.
Zone.
And
it is Twilight
as somebody
Zone.
that has to charge, I don't want all of you guys having electric cars, because then I'm not going to be able to charge when I'm on the road. I'd
Right.
rather it be the way that it is.
the politics, had people moving out of California. Like some of the homelessness and crime. You saw a bunch of people leave the state. Do you think this is going to see more people leave faster?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you're going to see businesses too.
Yep. Businesses are going to bounce. Like Jeff.
And all for what though? But for what? Is it for votes? Is it for who are they?
They're pandering to the climate change. They're pandering to the woke crowd. All that. California is never going to align with
I know
anything but that side.
Sure, I know
Logic.
Yeah, logic. Yeah,
Really?
for the most part.
I mean, they're not going to align with any logic.
The problem
because
is California is an example of aligning with the far left. It's just like if a state aligned with the far right, nobody would like it, right? Well, California is doing that with the left, and that I don't think is
they're
sustainable.
spending billions of dollars on shit they can't finish.
Yeah,
That'll
get us from
that they're not.
Bakersfield
They're not
through.
gonna finish.
They're not going to finish. Plus,
They don't even know
highway expansion.
They don't even know how to get it through Pacheco Pass still.
exactly.
Exactly. And this has been on the docket and
So
has been going for how long now?
They're out of money.
How excited
course
are
they
you
are.
Out of
guys?
money.
You know why?
Do you see them
Nobody
working?
knows how to budget, dude. It's very simple.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Well, the problem is they just keep throwing money at it. It's not an investment that we need as taxpayers to continue funding.
I mean, how much land do you think they took just to secure
gosh.
it
Oh,
Yeah.
massive
Yeah.
amounts of land.
Yeah.
from people?
And to what? Get us from here to Modesto in 10 minutes? 20 minutes? I don't care
It's
to
going
go to
Bakersfield, I
Modesto.
think now.
Do you care to get to Bakersfield in
No,
30 minutes?
I haven't been to
I'll
Bakersfield
drive.
2 times. I've been to Bakersfield once in
I
a
drive.
handful of years, and
Well,
I've driven
go
through
there a lot.
Bakersfield. A
The
couple
bottom
times.
line is there's no infrastructure, and then you're trying to mandate that nobody can charge their vehicles between 4 and 9.
That was during the
heat wave.
Yeah. And
I get that. We live in the Central Valley of California.
Yeah.
The heat wave will be back.
Yes.
Is that going to happen in
I think that-
2035?
I think
yes,
that-
it is. What's going to happen when we have all of the vehicles?
Yeah. Then it's
Nobody's
going
going to charge shit. They can't go to work tomorrow? No.
I think
Dude,
you're
it's-
taking
it's
an extreme
stupid.
view on that. It's not going to happen where you can't go to work. If you can charge after 9 o'clock, your car will charge.
How
by
many
the
millions
morning.
I
of
get
people,
that, Burns. My whole point is you shouldn't. If I want to plug in my coffee pot at any time,
Mm-hmm.
I should be able to plug it in. It's mine. I own the house.
But you
I
don't
pay my
own
bills
the energy.
until they start
Sure,
paying my
but
energy
I pay
bill.
for it.
Hell yeah, I do. Yeah, I put the solar on my house.
Believe
They
me,
didn't-
I'm right there with you.
so here's
I
what I'm
agree
saying.
with that. But
when they tell
like,
me, because that's next, You can't plug your coffee pot or a lamp or anything else in at this specific time.
You can only do your podcast from
you can only do your
these
podcast,
hours,
which will really screw us up.
Yes.
No, but seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds crazy.
the hate isn't on the electric vehicle. It's the fact that you can't. The infrastructure, like you said, is not in place.
Well, it's having a dictator in our being that side, not just one person, but determining what.
Well, that's what that is.
That's the problem.
You're telling me, I can no longer do that. Well, no, that's
the issue.
I don't have the right.
Well,
I don't have the right to drive what I want to drive now. That's what we're getting to.
That's what I'm agreeing.
Yeah.
How many other businesses?
I'm saying it differently. That's all. I'm just saying.
Okay.
So
I thought that you were saying
no, I'm not coming at you, Bernsey.
the amount of charging stations we're going to need. Okay. How many businesses are going to suffer, get demolished, so charging stations can go in? There's not enough open land in California. And if it is open land, it's owned by farmers. So the exact same thing you were talking about, right? With the high-speed rail coming in. So people get forced out of their business.
Yeah.
They get forced out of their land to push an agenda that not everybody wants to comply with.
So what
And who's going to pay for? I mean, who's stuck with the bill of funding the charging stations? All these parking garages are going to be supplied with charging stations.
Well,
Who's paying for that?
Right?
So now I got to pay for that and buy the vehicle.
You get charged when you charge, so some of that will go towards it.
Probably should buy stock in charging stations right now.
Just buy it in
Go
Tesla
buy. We need to invest in parking garages and charging stations.
So I saw the other day, if you would have bought Tesla stock like $10,000 worth, and I don't know, 7 years ago, you'd be sitting on $2 million right now. That would be nice.
Should have done it.
I could have some Tesla and sold it.
Did you?
Not that much.
So here's my thought. I think it's a stupid whatever rule, whatever law that they're putting in. I don't think that they should force people to drive electric vehicles. In terms of the charging stations, if they can partner with, which I highly doubt will happen, but partner with businesses, partner with different people, landowners, and lease that land from them or give them some kind of royalties based on putting that there, I think that would ease it some. I don't think it would be great, but if they're forcing you to do it, that would be nice, right?
Yeah, but it's got to be right off the corridors, man. It's got to be off 99. It's got to be off I-5. It's got to be off 101. It's got to be off 1. It's got to be off the 405. I mean, you got to have freeway access that, honestly, there's not enough open land.
That's what I'm saying. So these businesses, and also rather than demolishing
I get
them,
that.
put the chargers there. Yeah. Like here, where we are, you can put chargers in this parking lot, and it would not take up space. It would just be like parking
way
spots.
Off the beaten path, though, right? From where you're probably going.
Well, what about what about the trucks? Like I'm assuming you're probably going to be slowing the supply chain down. If I have to stop to charge my diesel truck or my
smart, put them in the ports.
In layman's terms, here's how my business would work. Okay, the electric truck itself is not going to be able to service my customers in the valley. It's not going to happen. It would take me a day and a half, and what I can do in 8 hours.
Exactly,
right now.
That's what I'm saying.
So you buy a certain amount of vehicles, and you keep them in Oakland or Los Angeles if that's where your business is. And they're shuttling from the port to a yard. And then it's getting relayed to your customer. So it's adding another kink in the chain. It's completely ridiculous. And then all to do that for 8 hours, which is very unproductive and very unprofitable.
Well, and then for
a vehicle that's going to cost $350 to $400 to some say $600,000. Okay? Trucks right now,
and then
trucks right now are $180,000 to $215,000 for a brand new truck for a 2023.
And
it's insane.
You're also going to be
almost triple the price.
You're also going to have goods coming out of state, not on electric vehicles.
Well, yeah, but I mean they don't have the.
It's not when you get to the border. Hey, we got to take everything off this truck and put it on a new electric vehicle.
Because if you are. If the freight is domiciled in California, okay, and you're crossing state lines, you might be under that jurisdiction. So
here's what's gonna happen. You know what? We
I'll
don't
tell
ship
you
stuff to
this.
California anymore.
No, you're absolutely right.
We don't deal in
there's so many
California.
unknowns. But what do you do with all the ag products that are here? What do you do with all the dried fruit and nut that feeds the entire world?
So-
and a lot of people don't realize how much we actually feed the entire world from right here in the Central Valley.
Well, I just had a conversation about this with people, and somebody was mentioning they were talking about the money for the school loans and how people that got PPP, we didn't call that a handout, and I just that are not the same thing. My businesses were forced to shut down during the pandemic.
You're also paying taxes.
You chose to go to college.
Yeah.
They're not the same thing. It's very different. And then it was a comment about farmers living off the government and all that. And I was like, yeah, there's a lot of subsidies. It's like when it was like 300 billion, right? GDP is over $1 trillion. So the return on investment on that 300 billion is nothing. The United States is coming up big on that subsidy.
Yeah, but you know what? Good. We need to protect the farmer, man.
I agree.
And subsidies should be there for them.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it's the Central Valley. That's what makes this place what it is. It's a gold mine.
Yeah.
It really is.
We'll see.
We're slowly building away.
We haven't talked about it
That's the other
as
part,
well,
too.
you don't see retailers coming here.
Yeah.
You don't see that.
listen, in the business
we're building
No,
homes where all the orchards were.
No,
and everything.
absolutely.
But
I'm saying in the manufacturing and the retail business, people are leaving.
Yeah.
Targets are leaving California.
Yep.
So in my business, West Coast distribution centers are huge, right? Very few and far between now.
Mm-hmm.
AutoZone is coming into Chowchilla. Thank God. They've got it figured out, and they're coming into Chowchilla. That's
like a
awesome.
warehouse,
a distribution center.
Oh, distribution. Okay.
Yeah, in the business I'm in, I've seen.
But they're running away, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I've seen
they're
companies
running people out of California.
leave
because
California and what we do.
It's too expensive.
So, it just
All right,
we
you got
haven't.
me all fired
Yeah,
up
we
now.
haven't
Let's go
talked
into-
about it as a group yet. I just thought I'd get your guys' take.
I think we're on
Yeah.
similar wavelengths with it.
Don't tell me when to plug my coffee pot in.
Why are you looking at me like
I'm just looking at.
My
Really?
copy.
You said, Jeffrey. Oh,
4 hours, 4 hour trip.
Hey, we're gonna have to take some stops, not to pee.
No,
We're gonna have to fight.
Yeah.
We're fighting.
We're not going to make it to
we'll
the football
wrestle.
game.
We'll wrestle.
We've done that before, Brian.
And we
You
will
didn't-
again.
You didn't like the outcome.
Oh,
of that.
please. This guy,
Oh.
he's never lost a thing in his life.
Not to you.
Yeah, oh, you have.
All right,
Not
boys, here we
wrestling.
go.
4 hours. I can't
Football player to first this time.
5-1.
This gentleman's
Last
played
one.
for 5 NFL teams. Frank Gore. 5 teams for the long tenured running back, Frank Gore.
Done.
Okay, done.
Done. Okay.
5, right?
5.
I have 7.
And here,
I'm kidding.
I'm
Better
getting
not have
burned.
7, Brian.
It's like you had 5 picks last week.
I had 6 in my phone.
I saw you count on your
assholes.
hand too when we did it tonight. It was good job.
Yeah.
San Francisco 49er, Indianapolis Colts,
Yep.
Buffalo Bills,
Yep.
Oh.
Miami Dolphins,
Yep.
Jeff won.
And the Jets.
and the New York Jets.
Got all
good for you.
5.
See, this guy's freaking-
Last week it was you. This week it was Jeffrey.
Good job, Jeff. Good job. Sportsmanship.
Thank you.
Baseball player. This guy played for 6 teams in Major League Baseball. Miguel Tejada. Miguel Tejada at shortstop tonight.
6, you said?
6.
6?
6. 6. 6 teams.
Got him.
All right. I don't know if I got it.
Here we go. Jeff, you got 5, right? Or how do we do
said
this
6.
again? Is
No,
it
it's
just
just
it's
a
just
win.
winner? Okay.
A win-win,
Okay.
right?
Win-win.
But you get kudos if you get 5 or 3.
The Oakland A's,
Yes.
Yes.
the Baltimore Orioles,
Yes.
the Houston Astros,
No.
No.
The Kansas City Royals.
No.
The San Diego Padres.
No.
No.
And the Mets.
San Francisco Giants.
Oh, what? That's right. He did.
He didn't play for the Mets, dude?
I
He
thought
did
he
not.
played for the Yankees
He did not.
or the Marlins or the
You
Mariners.
always put so I win.
I mean,
Good job.
you tied that one,
Good
but
job.
yeah,
It's
You won.
1-0. So,
Oh, good job, Jeff.
boys,
6-1.
You have knowledge and
there's this, I don't know how long we're going to do this, but there still can be a
hey,
comeback.
up yours, Jake. It's every week, okay? I will
Up
come
yours,
back.
Joe Boo.
Up yours. I'll come back, Jacob.
Okay.
You know, you're really giving me
Look
a hard
at the
time today. It makes me.
scoreboard now, Grasshopper.
Dogs.
Hey, how he was up on you a lot.
Hey, 4-1.
4-1.
Dogs.
Dogs this weekend. What are we thinking?
For which
What are the odds? Do you even know, are there odds out yet? Over under?
They were, I think it was 12.5. So they would be considered an underdog.
I would say that would be an underdog.
Number 7 team in the country. Yeah.
I agree, Jeff. Way to go out on a limb there.
And are we going to get in a fight?
For sure, but it won't be us.
Okay.
42-38 dogs.
Go, dogs go.
I like it.
Are you going to get in a fight?
I hope not. I'm too old for that shit.
Yeah, my
I'm
bones
not.
hurt.
I'm not.
You're at the gym again, dude. You're
Yeah.
not too old for anything.
Yeah, well,
Bring
I
it.
need to be.
You get Jeff
Cobra
enough
Kai.
liquid courage, he'll go down there and run some fucking plays.
He'll go running bodies.
Headbutt somebody. Why not?
I just hope the dogs can pull it out, get a dub.
Oh gosh, yeah, that would
It's gonna be fun.
You guys were all for them last week.
No, I'm
and-
all for
I
it.
am.
I'm
Listen,
all for
a
it.
lot of people were disappointed the next day. It's okay. We didn't think they were going undefeated. We thought 12. You
Yeah.
did? You thought they're gonna win every
It's
game?
just this game's going to be challenged, but they're going to do it.
I thought there were moments to win that game. Obviously, the last drive, you let them get down, you have the win. Watch your lips. Hey, big time, big fun game.
Yep.
42-38 dogs. And we're going to be there. And I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I'm
fun.
stoked. Yeah, it's
gonna be a good time.
Birthday week.
Yeah, it is.
Happy birthday,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Jeffrey.
Thank
40.
you. Thank you.
We have one more to hit the 40
Yeah,
club.
it's coming. It's coming
We'll
up.
do Edward 40 hands for yours.
Okay. Keep working on them. Keep working on them, Burns.
All right.
You guys don't know what that is? Edward 40 hands?
No.
No.
Where have you guys been? I didn't even do this in college, but I figured you did. It's where you have
40s.
40s in each
I
hand.
got it.
Oh, yeah.
I got
yeah,
it.
yeah.
But
I did that.
That's a joke, Jake. Hey, Jake, when did you become such an asshole?
right about 2.5 minutes ago.
You're a dick, you know, Snipes over there. I'm not down with it.
He's sniping you.
Seriously.
My bad. I apologize.
Are you driving on Saturday?
Yes.
Should we be in fear of our
Not
life?
at all. I'm a great driver.
What kind of music are we listening to?
I don't know yet.
We got to plan this.
Football is the music we're listening to.
Yeah, I'll put on the XM and we'll have all the college games scrolling through.
Exactly.
That sounds great. I'll bring AirPods.
Please do.
Yeah,
And bring a joke book that you can read.
I will lay my testicles on your forehead right now, Jake.
You're not that tall, Burns.
You'll be laying down or sitting down.
79.
What's 79?
Can we wrap this the fuck
right.
up already?
Hey, follow us at @WatchYour_lips on Twitter and Instagram, @WatchYourLips on TikTok.
6 months ago, do you think Burns was thinking,
If you're watching,
I'm going to be
just
on a...
kidding. If you're listening,
Watch us on YouTube.
you can find this video up on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Please.
Episode 30,
Good job, boys.
Burns, watch your lips.
Cox, watch your back.
Watch your forehead.